Like, some people probably spend thousands more on Black Friday on deals that they had no intentions of getting. So have you actually saved money? I'm not laughing at you. I'm sorry. I'm not laughing at you. But honestly, have you actually saved money? Did I just hear something? You haven't saved money, babes. You've actually spent money that you didn't need to spend. Okay, so Wicked is trending, and I haven't seen it yet. And The Wizard of Oz is one of my favourite movies from back in the day. And The Wiz, featuring Michael Jackson and Diana Ross, is also one of my favourites. But here's what I wanted to talk about. I feel like everyone knows the story of Dorothy if you're interested in it anyway. Dorothy always had the power, she just didn't know it. And so this always makes me think about ourselves. Like, we have the power to be whatever it is that we want to be, but we just don't know it. And a lot of the time, it's like we're waiting for somebody to hand us the power, or which is like them handing us the approval that we have the power. Here you go. I'm telling you that you're capable of doing this. I'm telling you that you're ready for this. I'm telling you this, that, the other, X, Y, Z. Dorothy always had the power. She always had the power to go back home. She just didn't know it. And then here's another kicker. Do you know what? Before I get into the other kicker and before I dive deep, let's do the intro. Hi guys, welcome to another episode of the So Flippin' Extra podcast, a platform for me to express, explore and connect and be so flippin' extra. Why, I hear you ask? Well, that's what brings me joy. So without further ado, let's get into this episode of the podcast. And I've made a couple lists. Do you know what? I feel like the list of stuff that I wanna talk about is quite interesting. For me, obviously, it's my podcast. I can say, do, or act however I want. But this is the things that I've written down. Dorothy always had the power. She just didn't realise it. She just needed to realise it. Stop buying cheap shit. If you want to run faster, you have to train with people faster than you. And the real villain is Glenda. So let's get into that right now. So Dorothy always had the power. But do you know who knew Dorothy always had the power? Glenda. And this is what I think. Glenda's the real villain out here. Glenda is the real villain. So we spent the whole of our lives, the whole time growing up, thinking the Wicked Witch of the West Side is the best side. We thought she was the villain. But all she wanted was her sister's shoes. That's all she wanted. All she wanted was her sister's shoes, and she was going to go and run along with her little flying monkeys and leave everyone alone. But Glenda wouldn't give her the shoes because Glenda wanted the shoes. That wasn't a problem back in the day. Oh my God. Sorry. I went to an event yesterday and some people were talking about the movie, and they was talking about the racism in the movie. They didn't go too much, as obviously there was like maybe 2 people who had seen it in a space of maybe 8, where 8 of us were sitting. And it just made sense to me, like why Glenda was okay to steal the shoes, but whatever. Well, maybe we'll get into that next week. If I get to watch it this week with Callie, maybe we'll get into that next week. But yeah, Glenda stole the shoes off the Wicked Witch of the East, I think it was, who they dropped the house on. And then do you know what Glenda did? She basically sent this child on a wild goose chase. She just sent the child out to do her dirty work and sent her to kill all these people. Like, she literally coerced her, is that the right word? Coerced her into killing the Wicked Witch of the West. And then after she done all her dirty work, was like, oh babes, yeah, you could have gone home anytime. Like, you always had the power. And she's like, what do you mean I always had the power? Like, I've been saying I want to go home all this time. She said, why, they're on your feed, you could have just tapped your heels and you could have gone home. Babes, I'm not being funny. You knew that from the moment you came down here after my house dropped on my girl. You knew I could have gone home, but you never told me that. You sent me to do all of this work, chasing after some old man who was pretending to be some big wizard, to then tell me 10 years later, I don't know, how long was Dorothy actually in the Wizard of Oz? It probably was like a day, because remember, she was just dreaming in it, but whatever. All this time, you knew that I could have gone home, and you never sent me home. Wild. It's evil. It's given evil, but yeah, Glenda was always the villain. But what I guess the other point I'm making, the real life point that I'm making, is that there are people out here in the real world that are among you, and they might be your friends and your acquaintances, and they will act like they're helping you, and they will act like they're in your corner, and they will act like they're supporting you, and they're giving you support. And really and truly, they're just using you. I've been used, and it just reminds me of something, that a topic that came up this week. And I know there's a few people that want me to talk about it, and maybe I will. And the reason why I haven't yet is just because I don't want to start shit. Like, one thing about me is I don't want to be in no pasta with no one, because I just don't care. Don't give a shit. However, at the same time, don't want to see people get away with bullshit. But people will act like they're out here for you. They're backing you. They got your back. But really and truthfully, it's not always the case. But we don't dwell on negative shit around here. We keep it positive. And the positive thing about that whole thing that I just said is, watch your back. Be careful of those people that are playing as Glendas. And just remember that you do have the power. You just have to believe it. You have to believe it within yourself. And don't wait for people to tell you that you do. That was a good segue. No, segue means right when you're changing. That was a good start. Stop buying cheap shit. So obviously today is Saturday, and yesterday we're in the Thanksgiving time, and during that time we have Black Friday. I don't really buy into Black Friday because I don't really shop like that anymore anyway. I used to be a proper shopaholic. I used to buy whatever I wanted whenever I wanted. I used to buy designers, especially designer jeans. I had a thing about jeans. I mean, it makes sense now, but I had a thing about jeans, and I loved jeans, and I love good quality jeans. Iceberg was probably one of my favorite designers. And the reason I liked Iceberg, because for me, it wasn't too common, especially with females. But yeah, I liked Iceberg. I think Iceberg and Armani was Giorgio Armani, because there are different as well. Giorgio Armani and Iceberg were some of my favourite designers that I used to wear. But anyways, I don't shop like that anymore. So the only time I feel like Black Friday is beneficial to you is if you were already going to buy something. So if you said, okay, I'm going to buy a new washing machine, or I'm going to buy a mattress or whatever, and Black Friday is coming up, you might as well wait to see if you can get it cheaper. But a lot of the times, they lie to us. There's a lot of, I feel like when Black Friday, like a couple years ago, even before lockdown, things like that were worthwhile. They were genuinely sales. But I think now people are really just using it as a chance to get rid of shit that they got anyway, and they will act like they're doing you favors. And sometimes, I'm sure I heard that what a lot of these companies do is they'll put the prices up just before they put it down, and they'll even lie on the tickets. They'll lie and they'll act like they've taken off 60%, where the original price that they put on, the one that they cross off, was not the price that it was. And yeah, I don't think it's worth it. I think what happens is people just see 60% off and are like, oh yeah, wow, this is amazing. But my thing is if you had no intentions of getting it, why are you getting it just because of Black Friday? Like, some people probably spend thousands more on Black Friday on deals that they had no intentions of getting. So have you actually saved money? I'm not laughing at you. I'm sorry, I'm not laughing at you. But honestly, have you actually saved money? Did I just hear something? You haven't saved money, babes. You've actually spent money that you didn't need to spend. So all of these clothing companies, you didn't need that next pair of jeans. You didn't need that shirt. You've got 5 of them in your wardrobe already. I done declutter this week. I done one last weekend, and I done one during the week. But the one I done during the week was an online one, and it was so interesting. And it was with a male. And I find that males that shop. And this particular male, he is the type that will, if he gets a jumper and he likes a jumper, he'll buy it in 3 different colours. But just buy it in all the colours. So we're doing this declutter, and I'm on screen, and I'm watching what he's doing, and I'm like, okay, that's the 3rd grey jumper that I've seen, not being funny. If you pull out another one, you're getting rid of it. Because, okay, one's a really lightweight jumper. The other one's like a chunky knit jumper. And then you've got another one that has like a black stripe on it or whatever. If you pull out another jumper, you're getting rid of it. Like, what are we really doing here? How? Because, and this is the other thing that I had to say to him. You're in the office once a week, once or twice, and then you work from home, so you're not really putting anything on, and then maybe on the weekend, let's say you're going to put something nice on, so 4 days out of the week you're getting dressed up, like you might put on something nice, and then your clothes that you'll wear to the office for work are different than what you're wearing on the weekend. So make it make sense, because the math ain't mathing. Like, it's giving suspect just wants to waste money for absolutely no reason whatsoever. So yeah, it was really interesting. I really enjoy doing these declutters, because every time, like, I learn something new, and I learn a new teaching skill through myself. Like, I'm basically a pro. But yeah, so where was I? What was I talking about? Don't buy cheap shit. Yeah, but luckily he doesn't. So he donated. He put some stuff in for charity, and I got some stuff. Woo, woo, woo. I'm looking forward to my care package when it comes. Yeah, so the charity shop is going to get some nice stuff. But yeah, just a lot of the stuff that they make you think that you need during sale time, you absolutely don't need it. Wear the stuff that you already have in your wardrobe. Wear the stuff that you've worn before that you actually really like. And this is the other problem that I think a lot of people have. You're buying stuff that you don't really like because maybe you need it for an event. There's an event coming out. Oh my God, there's a new party. I need a new dress. So you go and buy the new dress. The dress is shit because you probably bought it cheap. And I'm assuming, but if it's not you and you don't buy cheap, then I'm not talking to you, innit? Don't get offended. But you probably bought a cheap dress and then you got it and you're like, oh, it will do. It should never just do. If you don't love it, don't buy it. And if you bought it and you don't love it, you ain't got to wear it. You ain't got to keep it. Like, but the thing is as well, this is the other problem that I have, is buying cheap shit and sending it back thinking that you're doing something good, because you're not. It ends up in landfill. It all ends up in landfill. And if anyone hasn't watched Buy Now, please watch Buy Now. I watched that this week. It's such an eye-opener. And I hope that someone will watch Buy Now and it will make you think differently. Because the person I'd done the declutter with, they watched Buy Now and then a couple of days later went to declutter their wardrobe. But it's ending up in landfill and it's really sad. The stuff is so cheap that when you buy it and send it back, it's not even worth going through the process of them doing the paperwork for it. So they'll send it to landfill. Just saying. But if you buy cheap, it looks cheap. And not all buy cheap looks cheap, but a lot of the time it's going to look cheap. And just because you buy it again or you buy a similar style, it doesn't even mean it's going to look the same, because it's so cheap that there's not even any continuity in the way it's made all the time. There's so many different hands in the pot that you don't even know who's making it. It's not like the stitching's the same. And a lot of you lot will get your stuff cheap. Again, if I'm not talking to you, I'm not talking to you. But you'll get your stuff cheap and you actually don't look at the way it's made. You're not looking at it like kind of, opening it up and looking at the stitching to see that it's actually shit. Because I feel like maybe if you did that, you might not buy it again. You might look at the inside and, okay, no one can see the inside, but you genuinely might look at the inside and be like, what the hell? Like, it's a miracle that it's even staying together. It's a miracle sometimes that it's even lasting the one wear that it got. Honestly, like, I know some of my great friends shop on Shein and Boohoo and all of that. And yeah, they'll get their dresses, they'll wear it a couple times or whatever. And so I'm not judging, maybe a little bit, I don't know, but I'm not overly judging. I just want to say that if you buy it because you really, really liked it and you have intentions, at least have the intention on buying something that you want to rewear. But to buy it because you just I just need it for this event, and not having intentions of hoping that it's going to be amazing so that you can wear it again, it's just such a waste of your time and a waste of your money. And it's just also adding to the fuck up of this planet that we live on, that is our home. Next. Sorry, I hope I didn't offend anyone. So, my friend sent me a reel on Instagram, and I think did she send it today or a couple of days ago? I'm not sure, but I only just saw it today. I think it was a few days ago, and I'm so glad I saw it today, because also is part of a conversation I was having with Callie, because like this morning, Callie woke me up, was not impressed. She woke me up calling me because she didn't want to go track. Thursday, she didn't want to go track. And on Tuesday, she didn't want to go track. I don't think she went on Tuesday. So I was just like, last week, it was the same thing. It's like every day, she's like, do I have to go? Do I have to go? And so I was like, yeah. Like, I've paid for the term. I actually haven't paid yet, but whatever. But I've paid for the term. So you're going to go. Like, you're not just going to quit. And then furthermore, why do you not want to go anymore? I don't know, That Thursday, she was like, can I just take a break for a little bit? I'm like, babes, take a break. Like, the term's not over. The term's soon over. So just go to the end. Don't quit. But this morning when she called me, I was half asleep. My head was banging. I did have quite a few run punches last night. And I was like, listen, she's calling me because she threw up last night because she's coughing because she's not wearing her coat after school, but whatever. And then she's like, do I have to go though? And I'm like, brother, I'm not being funny with your dad. Can he not go sort this out? Like, please, why are you calling me? But mum. And then I said, listen, Callie. I said, respectfully, please leave me alone. If you don't want to go, don't go. I said, if you want to quit, just quit. Because really and truthfully, this every time you have training is really getting on my nerves. Don't understand it. Anyway, had a conversation with her dad today, and he had a word with her. And then she texted me. She said, I don't want to quit anymore. Because I was like, I don't want to force my kid into doing something, but just at least do the whole term and just let me know why you want to quit. So I've called her. We had a little FaceTime, and I was like, so why do you want to do it now? I don't know. I just, no. But I was like, is it because you're not the fastest? And if you were the fastest, would you be happy to be there? Because I know my daughter, she's very similar to me. And one of her love languages was of affirmation. If Callie does something good, she wants to know she done something good. And I see greatness in her when she does something good and she gets praise. And I said to her today, as you get older, not everyone is going to continue praising you for the things that you do just because they're just used to you doing it well. I said, you're not the fastest in track at the moment, but do you realize, I said, I don't even think you realize how much you've improved since you've been going. So she started in maybe October, and I've seen such an improvement with her speed and agility that she's actually lasting longer getting down the track, and she's faster as well. So she's winning some of her races when she's in her groups and stuff. So I'm like, you're getting there. But she said that's not the reason. But anyway, my friend Narinda sent me a post today, and it was Pharrell talking, and he was saying he's never done track, but someone told him, if you want to run faster, you have to train with people faster than you. And this is the same in everything that you're doing, like whatever it is. If you want to get better, you have to be around people that are steps ahead of you. That whole saying, you don't want to be the smartest in the room, because then you're not learning anything. You're just here. And some people really genuinely get off of being the smartest in the room. They'll be like, no, you're wrong. No, you're wrong. Well, the thing is, I love that I'm not the smartest person in the room. I am not the sharpest tool in the box at all. And I love that because I am constantly learning. I have a growth mindset. Every situation and opportunity I go into, I get excited to be like, oh my God, I don't know what's going on, but I'm learning something today. I've either learned something, I'm going to meet someone, I'm going to, I don't know, there's an opportunity that's always going to come about it. And I love that for me. And I love that's the way my mind thinks. And yeah, so when I watched that today and I saw that, I was like, I have to mention this. I have to talk about this in the podcast. So yeah, I just wanted to share that with you guys. Okay. And so the last thing I have on my list of things is raise your price so you can raise your presence. And I heard that last week. And when I heard that, I was like, ooh, we're going to talk about that next week. And I guess the reason why this resonated with me was because pricing is always something I feel like I've struggled with in my business. And I don't want to struggle with it. And obviously, as I'm doing more stuff around my presence, I say more stuff, I've been doing it, but whatever. But more, I want to do more stuff around just being present and being, a personal brand with my speaking, my workshops, and my presenting. I need to raise the price of my presence. So just to have me in the room, the price is raised because the work that I'm doing on myself has to account for what you want. There was a company, there was an event that's happening right now. So I'm not going to say what it is, but you lot might know. And in the summertime, they contacted me and said they wanted me at this event and what was my rate. And I gave them my rate. And then they was like, oh, okay, it's a bit out of budget. How about da 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 da? And they brought the price down. And I was just like, oh, okay, go on then. And it's not that I didn't want to do it for, no, okay, I didn't want to do it for that rate. But I did bring my price down because I thought, you know what, it's still good. It's not bad. It's still a good opportunity as long as it's all encapsulated in one day as opposed to over a period of days. And then, so that was cool. They was like, cool, we'll send you information. I'll be like, yeah, I'll look out for it. Anyway, summer was summering. Autumn was altering. And I'm like, hang on, this event's coming close. So about a month ago, I messaged and I was like, hey, just double checking. Have you got the dates that I'm going to be down at the event? I get a reply back. Oh, sorry, but basically I don't know if it was something about the budget or whatever, but everyone's excuses is always the budget. But yeah, not a problem. I'll definitely be at the spring show. And they said you're a great presenter, so we definitely want you there and blah, de, blah, de, blah. And I just was like, yeah, cool, it's not a problem. Because trust me, the price that you would have got me for this show, you won't get that in the spring show. Just saying, you're not going to get that same price. So if you lot think you'll come in and you get my price and you ask me my price and be like, oh, but wasn't she going to do it for lower? I was going to do that. But yeah, I'm not prepared to do it anymore. Sometimes, but I'm not prepared to do it anymore. And I'm just not doing it for this particular event. I've done the event already a couple times and I've done it for nothing. I've done it for the exposure. I've done it just to have it on my resume of things that I've done. And I've done that now. So now to have me there to give the presentation that I give, that no one else is giving and that no one that looks like me is giving, you have to pay. You have to pay for that. So yeah, raise the price of your presence. Make sure people understand who they're getting in the room. And what my next part of my journey is. All right, so hopefully I haven't lost footage again like last time. My camera, after 20 minutes, about 20 minutes, it stops recording. So I can't remember what I was saying. That's it. The next part of my journey is being prepared to miss out. I'm prepared to miss out because of the fact that I don't want to take less. I'm not going to take less. Yeah. I'm prepared to miss out because I'm not willing to take less because someone doesn't see the value in me and having me. I'm prepared to take less. And yeah, eventually we're going to all be singing from the same hymn sheet because I'm great at what I do and I'm learning every day and I'm getting better at what I do. And I'm a great person and I'm a great person to have around and I'm a great personality. And people should be jumping at the opportunity to work with me. They should be frigging excited to have me on the, roster of, is it roster? It's not. But they should be grateful to have me at their event. They should be grateful to, oh, Danny's going to come and she's presenting, or Danny's coming and she's hosting. Her energy is high. Listen, if I didn't believe it, the social proof that I get from people that affirm me, as well as my daughter's love language being words of affirmation, so is mine. I am affirmed. I get affirmed that my energy is a flipping vibe. I say it at the end of every episode. I am where the vibe's at. I'm not a big-headed person. I think I am, but whatever. But it doesn't come easy. Like, it hasn't been something that's been easy. Like, I've not always been like, just, oh, yeah, I'm the best, da, da, da. No, but there's just a couple things that I know. And I know for sure I've got some good fucking energy. I know for sure that I am a frigging vibe. I know for sure that I can make people feel comfortable and relaxed in a room and we're going to have a good time. I absolutely know that. So I can say that with chest. Like, when I say that shit, I'm not saying it and hoping for the best. When I first started calling myself the Master Upcycler, I said it before I believed it. When I say that I'm the vibe, and I am where the vibe's at, I say that because I know it. Very, very different. Now I know I'm the Master Upcycler, but I know I'm the vibe. And when I say it, it's not like, oh, maybe they'll believe me if I keep saying it and if I say it loud enough. No, I'm the flipping vibe. And yeah, one last thing I want to talk about today is yesterday I went to an event. It was called The Wind Down and it was hosted by Black Girl Joy. Laurel, her name was, and she is just amazing. It was such a great event that she had, and just listening to her and talking to her, like, because I got there super duper early, as I do, and so I got a chance to actually sit down and have a conversation with her and just find out about Black Girl Joy. And she's been doing it for a while now, and she's had like maybe 3 events. They have a monthly event, which is like a coffee morning. She's doing things and just creating a safe space and a comfortable space for Black women just to talk. And yeah, go follow her, Black Girl Joy, and I will, on my page, on my TikTok, sorry, you can see the interview that I had with her, and I'll put a little clip here as well, so that you can watch part of that interview. I'll probably play it now, where you can watch part of the interview that I done with Laurel, for my Vox interviews, my little short street interviews. But it was a great event. I don't know when the next one's going to be, but definitely follow so that you can see what's next. And I did speak to her, said I would love to get involved and I would love to, maybe host a workshop at one of your events. And she was like, yeah. And oh my God, it was absolutely funny. Because when I said that to her, when I said, oh, well, I'm an upcycler. I'm the master upcycler at Cycle Clothes. She said, I knew it was you. She said, when you came into the toilet, I looked and I was like, I swear that's that girl. She said, I was on your page last night. I was in bed, doom scrolling, and I was on your page for about an hour. So when I saw you come into the toilets, I was like, is that her? So I was like, shut up. I don't need any more gassage in my head because I got a big head. And she was like, no, for real, your stuff's amazing. And then she said, this is when I thought, is she just saying that? And then she said, no, because when you done the pink River Island dress, which was one of my recent upcycles, she said, and you was talking about the dress and what you wanted to do with it. And then I was thinking, oh yeah, she should cut off the sleeves. And then you said, what about if I cut off the sleeves? And I was like, yeah. And she said, I was shouting at the camera. I was like, no, that is too funny. But obviously, I loved it, innit? I love getting gassed up. So yeah, she was doom scrolling on my page. And then next I was like, hi, I'm here. And she's like, ah. So yeah. But that was my first time meeting her and first time speaking to her. So it was really great. But yeah, really, really enjoyed that event. But anyway, we've come to the end of the podcast. Peace out, A-Town down. West side is the best side. Do I believe that? Not really. But what I do believe is where I'm at, the vibe's at. And the vibe's always where Danny D's at. It's always around here. So, yeah, have a friggin' amazing week this week. Have fun. Be a mate. Be grateful and be great. And stop buying cheap shit because it's Black Friday. And Monday's Cyber Monday. They're making up more days for you to buy stuff. And they're like puppets. And you're just like, oh, it's a day and everything's cheap. Let me buy something. Don't do it. Don't do it. And if you have done it and you've got too much shit in your house and you need to get rid of it, holler at me so that I can come and help you do a declutter and make your wardrobes look beautiful and amazing. And you can then see the stuff that you've got so that you don't have to keep buying more cheap shit. Love you guys. Mwah. Bye.